So we are now going to move on to what I think is probably the most important country in the world when it comes to fintech. We have, obviously we had Bo and Gabriel up here earlier today, telling you about China and why we think it really is. It's really where innovation is happening most. It's more innovation happening in China. They're using their scale now. They're using the technology they've developed, particularly when it comes to mobile, to really leapfrog ahead of the rest of the world, I think. So I first met our next keynote speaker back. She actually came to the first Lend It back in 2013. We didn't really know that much about China back then. Since then, I've made a dozen trips to China, and every time I go, I'm constantly amazed at how far ahead they are of the US. So today she's going to be talking about wealth management in China. There's obviously been a huge amount of wealth that's been created over the last decade, and companies like Yirendai are helping the new wealthy people in China to really invest their money. So please join me in welcoming Yihan Fang, the CEO of Yirendai.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Peter, and thank you to the conference. I think this is my 6th year at Lend It, and we're so happy to be here again. It's a great platform to meet friends and to learn and to share what we do in China. Today, I'm going to talk about wealth management in China. And before I talk about wealth management, I'd like to share a story of one of our borrowers, what we've been doing for the past few years on marketplace lending. So through marketplace lending, Yirendai helps underserved borrowers get financed and enjoy our fast, convenient, and affordable lending services. So the story is about one of our borrowers, Ren Li, who is from Guiyang, China. Ren is from a small village in China. The village is quite empty now. There are only elderlies and children there. All the young adults and parents leave home and work in the cities to make money because there's no good opportunity to make a living in the village. After Ren graduated from college, although his mom insisted that he finds a job in the city, like what others do, he decided to go back home and change the situation. Ren had a business idea of growing tomatoes using greenhouse. But he had to borrow for working capital. He tried his friends and family, but still didn't have enough money. Until he started to know there's a Yirendai mobile app. So 1 year later, with the money from Yirendai, he successfully did his business and made money from lots of tomato greenhouse, and also hired many of his friends who were able to come home and stay with their family. Recently, my colleague visited Ren. He said, "Sometimes I feel the relationship with Yirendai is better than with my friends." I believe that's true for Ren and many other of our borrowers. So far, Yirendai has served 1.1 million borrowers like Ren, and we're really proud of what we achieved. But today, I'm here to talk about wealth management in China, because we think the market opportunity of wealth management is like 5 years ago of lending in China. First, China's individual investable asset market size currently is #2 in the world and is growing with speed of more than 10% year over year. In 2020, the individual investable asset is expected to reach over 200 trillion RMB. Similar to lending, the wealth management sector is also severely underserved. Over the past 20 years, almost all Chinese people invested most in real estate properties and fixed income products. And usually, wealth management services are only available to high net worth individuals from very limited financial institutions. For the tens of millions of mass affluent and some of the high net worth individuals, the wealth management opportunities are very rare. China is a relatively new economic entity. Most of them are either first generation or second generation. And usually, the wealthy people, they got wealth from one, real estate property inheritance or investment. Two, high income job in technology and some other sectors. Three, by opening business, being entrepreneurs. The new wealthy generation usually work hard and play hard. And they work more than 8 hours a day and choose to travel and sports in their spare time. And they're on mobile phones all the time. How to serve them well must be a different gameplay. Of course, there are challenges. One challenge is lack of awareness and knowledge. The new wealthy generation are either first generation or second generation. They have strong desire of wealth management, but the understanding is very limited. If you ask rich people what they want to invest now, they would talk about where to buy real estate, how to find double-digit return fixed income opportunities, which stocks to invest in. They really need to start thinking about comprehensive risk and asset management. The second challenge is that asset allocation is distorted. Most investments are still on real estate and safe or fixed income, such as a bank deposit. In fact, close to 50% of the asset is still in bank deposit, bank fixed income products, and trust products. Thirdly, supply is insufficient. The capital looking for high yield asset is accumulating, but economic growth slows down. Risk-free fixed income investment opportunities are slowing down and cannot meet the demand. Also, from a talent perspective, there's also a significant deficit because the industry is still in its infancy. The full suite of China's digital transformation involves the embracement of technologies that include the mobile technology, big data, the Internet of Things, cloud computing, blockchain, and of course, artificial intelligence. It is also the Chinese authorities' direction to promote digital China. China's consumers have rapidly adapted to the lifestyle of online purchasing, mobile payment, lending, and now start into wealth management. We have some successful experiences with early adoption of new technology with the development of Yirendai's marketplace lending platform. For example, in 2013, we launched the first mobile app for lending as an experiment project. And it turned out to be so much more user-friendly and efficient in terms of user conversion. We later on also found additional benefit in targeted consumer acquisition, as well as risk management, such as using face recognition technology, machine learning in anti-fraud using behavioral data. These have reinforced us on executing mobile-first and data-driven strategies in the past few years. In the field of online wealth management, I see these areas that technology can help: customer acquisition and conversion, KYC, personalized investment solutions and customer experience. With all that, we see these trends are happening from offline branches to online services, from fixed income, single type products to multi-products and asset allocation solutions, from product sales to providing customer-centric wealth management services. And in every aspect, client education and technology play a big role. A good example in China's wealth management industry is the evolution of our parent company, Credit Ease Wealth Management. When they started out, they introduced the product to client, P2P lending, which was at the time very cool, and our clients loved it. When they introduced other assets, it could be challenging. For example, Chinese investors want very much return-oriented products, and that's why they introduced long-term illiquid opportunities, particularly in venture capital and private equity geared toward the new Chinese economy, which can give high return with long-term investment. To further diversify clients' allocation, they work with top asset management companies and offer foreign opportunities and alternative strategies. In addition, they also offer other services that Chinese clients are really interested, such as immigration, overseas house purchasing, which has definitely helped the Manhattan real estate market a lot. There's also tax planning, insurance, family trust, and even things like internship opportunity, charity trips, etc. My favorite is their charity trip, Yirendai trip, where they allow client families to go on trip to visit philanthropic project Yirendai, where Credit Ease work with MFI to lend to rural women, very similar to Kiva. Last summer, I went on one of those trips to Qinghai with my 15-year-old son. It was an amazing experience for both of us. We visit Tibetan farmers. They're still quite poor, but the views on the plateau were amazing. We got to know the families on the same trip, and those wealthy clients, parents really want their children to see some of the real world. I know they got to know Credit Ease wealth management services through these unique services, like Yirendai, and invested with the firm more and more. Clients who use multiple services usually have higher engagement to the platform. When we talk about online wealth management, one of the first things pops up is robo-advisory. In the US, robo-advisory services is a great alternative to the high-fee Wall Street financial services by offering a lower fee and usually lower entry barrier and easy-to-use tools. However, in China, almost no one pays fees to financial advisors to manage their money, and it will definitely be a different game to introduce RA. But I still think RA has huge potential. With the fast-growing needs of wealth management and rapidly increasing adoption of internet and technology, we expect more investors in the Chinese market to adopt RA services to start their journey of asset allocation. However, the high trading fees and the lack of ETFs can be the challenges for the performance of some of the RA services. In addition to a robo-advisor, there are a lot of wise yet simple things that can help clients move their asset allocation in the right direction. For example, automatic monthly investment on index mutual funds is simple and great for passive younger investors. And the performance on automatic investment of major indices, such as Husheng 300 index in the past few years, have been great. Given the current regulatory environment on deleveraging, we do have a good outlook on the overall Chinese stock market in the next few years. This kind of a simple thing is still new to some of the Chinese investors, and will need constant and smart investor education. Think about it. There is still close to 50% of the asset in bank deposit. It will take time, but the game will change with wise investor reach, investor education, and investor solutions. Yiren Wealth, Yirendai's online wealth management platform, is one of our most exciting things now. We have set focus on serving mass affluent population. It's very similar to Yirendai's lending business 4 to 5 years ago, where we found a huge need for underserved prime borrowers and married it with technology-driven innovations. First, the net worth of the mass affluent is huge. Second, they're also underserved. And they're familiar with online and are more open to try new things. A typical client of Yiren Wealth is about 40 years old, more women than men, living in big cities who have the needs of growing asset, planning for retirement, getting insurance for the family. Through the Yiren Wealth mobile app, we aim to become the best digital personal wealth management assistant for our clients. In China, compliance-related KYC is also required. But in addition, we really want to focus on really knowing our customers using data. Instead of asking clients to fill the lengthy forms, where we usually found the data to be untrue sometimes, we use big data to automatically tell clients' profile, including investable asset, risk tolerance, liquidity needs, risk appetite, and the life stage. And the data model is constantly being refined and become more and more accurate. Being a wise wealth manager, instead of pushing excessive selling, we believe in data-driven, scenario-based recommendation. For example, by tracking what articles a client reads from our mobile app, by using interaction technology, maybe we know her hobbies, where she travels, what she reads, how old her kids are, and we'll be able to automatically figure out what and when she may need, such as retirement plan, health insurance for family, education for kids, and wisely give customized recommendations. Wealth management can be fun too. In Yiren Wealth app, we recently launched Yirendai, a smart robot wealth manager who can give personalized recommendations and also provide some customer service using voice AI technology. Another example is that we promote healthy lifestyle, and we offer a feature that tracks walking or running steps. And every day, more than 10,000 clients use this feature and track their steps in our app and get rewards from exercising. I personally am a big fan of this feature. By trying different innovations, we'll make the experience better and better. And just like the successful Yirendai borrower app, we want to build the best tool and create a new habit for online mass affluent investors and wisely take care of their wealth and help them improve their life while having fun. So far, we have served over 1.3 million clients and are currently helped manage over 40 billion RMB in asset. This is an exciting time again. Wealth management market is huge, and the new wealthy generation is anxious to adopt innovation solutions. With great experience and insightful financial solutions enabled by technology and product design, China's new wealth will have chance to have a totally different experience, a personal, convenient, and wise one, and will be a game changer and make it happen. Thank you very much.